We drew lots before the debate began, and Aggie Solidarity gets the first question. And after your opening statement, I think it's an opportune one. How should the federal government respond to an economic crisis like we experienced in 2009?
Well, I think the economic crisis should be seen as an opportunity. Again, these crises, these are inherent in capitalism. And it's only part of a larger trend towards an economy of greater inequality, just like we were saying, of repressing wages, of lower wages. And so we really should be using this as an opportunity to create a new economy. And what we can't do that by the market. The market will continue with what it's been doing. It's going to, what we really need is government to step in, not for the sake of big business, but for what we really need. We need just proposals just like this to create an ethical economy, right? And to increase the ability of people to consume, to increase, but of the great mass of people, not only in this country, but around the world, who really are left out of the benefits of this economic system. And so things like completely overhauling the energy grid would not only create jobs, not only create a massive amount of jobs, and we're not talking about just incentivizing energy, we're talking about completely overhauling it into something clean and something renewable. Things like that is what this crisis provided an opportunity for. But we haven't taken any sort of steps in that direction, and you can look forward to seeing another crisis like this in a few years.
Democrat?
Although the current economic crisis caught officials off guard, we believe that the right steps are being taken, and we would like to respond to Aggie Solidarity in saying that right now, in our current political climate and in our current society, we are not ready to eliminate capitalism just yet. It's not a viable option in the current political climate. I think that and saying that it's going to happen again is, I think that that's not viable. I mean, Obama passed the Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act. He also passed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Both these to make Wall Street accountable and will end another taxpayer-funded bailout. These reforms ensure that if a financial company within our government fails, it will be Wall Street that pays the price, not the American people, and sets ground rules for risky financial speculation. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau protects consumers from unfair financial practices and makes sure that credit card companies and mortgage payday lenders have to follow these guidelines.
I'd like to add that although it's true that market failures can lead to downturns in the economy, Democrats support regulations to prevent market failures and make sure that the market works for the greater good. And just because you have a system that's more controlled by the government, if you go too far, then you start having government failures, and that can also negatively affect the economy.
Thank you.
I don't know about you guys, but it didn't really seem like any solutions. We have Aggie Solidarity saying that we need ethical capitalism, and then we have the other side defending the current administration's very limited responses. Look, I'm going to give you two solutions that would really go a long way to fixing our current economic crisis. First of all, bailouts. Bailouts need to absolutely end. There is no logical capitalistic system where someone in Washington decides that some institution is too big to fail. The way capitalism works is there's something called creative destruction, where an inefficient organization, be it a business or whatever, through the marketplace doesn't work. And so other people, organizations will get those pieces of that organization and turn them around and make them profitable because they know how it works and how to turn them around. By saying something is too big to fail, it's just, who decides that? And who's going to be the people paying for all these bailouts? We are. That's not fair. The bailouts need to end. Capitalism does not work when you have bailouts in the system. My second proposal. I'm actually going to advocate for some kind of regulation. You know, part of the reason why we got into this problem was there was a lot of investments that the banks and institutions and people got into that frankly they didn't know what the heck they were doing. There's these things called derivatives where a lot of assets are piled together and then they're sold out to people and they have no idea what the heck are in them. There needs to be disclosure. If these institutions and groups can find out what they're actually buying in these derivatives, we wouldn't have these huge meltdowns where like just happened. And so if you have disclosure on these investment packages, they'll go a long way to disclosing some of these inefficiencies that my friends over here on my left were talking about.
Thank you. The next question is to the Republicans.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you have a minute to go.
All right. Well, I don't think you need to be a Marxist to know about the boom and bust cycle of capitalism. To say that, you know, we've made the changes that we needed and there's not going to be another crisis is bunk. It's absolutely bunk. And really, you can look at this crisis as being, really, this is the same crisis that we had in the 70s. When wages stagnated, when we had a period of overproduction. This is the same crisis that has been covering up with things like credit and these things. But to address our Republican friend, the capitalist system needs the state. And if you looked at the Financial Times, if you looked at the Wall Street Journal, if you listen to what they were saying in Davos, they were afraid that the capitalist system was going to collapse in 2008 and 2009. They were really afraid of that, the people who actually run the system. They needed the state to step in. And they have always needed the state to step in. And just to finish off, the capitalist system is not going to work all these problems out itself. The capitalist system doesn't care about jobs. The capitalist system doesn't care about the welfare of society. It needs a strong state in order to cover all that up, to cover up its failures. We're saying that we need a even stronger state to step in, and we need a transition out of capitalism.
Thank you.